What's going on, you hairy hippo heifer humpers? Welcome to Grunt Speak.
Live from the lair. We're running behind. We're running behind.
No, it's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock on the dot.
On the dot.
How are we running behind?
My mind is running behind.
Well, that happens too. So what, you got your herbal tea over there?
Yeah, and I got to turn my phone off.
And what are you doing tonight? Cut my balls, fight in the parking lot?
Actually, we're going with this cognac.
Oh, the cognac.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a really name for it because I never really drank it when I was younger. So.
Yeah, no, I have a name for it in my head, but we might get banned for it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Well, you got, there's you have a shot of show me your tits, shot of cup your balls, and either fuck you, we're fighting in the parking lot, or we're fighting right now, and that's a Long Island iced tea.
Long Island iced tea. Those you mix a Long Island with, I think it was a martini. That's when you get that phosphorescent, soil-killing puke that just lays waste to anything within like a half an inch radius from its puddle for about 6 to 9 months.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's another word for absolute, which is grain alcohol.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very Russian, Ruski.
Yeah, it's,
absolutely.
I lost my soul.
That's when you see God at the ass end of the trash can.
You're laying on the ground. Take me now.
But we do have a special guest on tonight.
Yeah.
Y'all know him. Y'all love him. We haven't seen him since Battlefield Earth, and it's always a pleasure to have him. Unchained Skid in the house, looking like he's about to record a ransom demand.
Yeah.
Maybe we will. Who knows?
I don't know what's going on over there.
So,
But maybe for your channel, you should, just cut out Unchained Skid from a bunch of different newspapers, glue it down, Photoshop it, and that can be your logo.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
If the shoe fits.
If the shoe fits, stick it up somebody's ass.
Probably where it belongs anyway. Take my
There you
shoes
go.
off.
What are you gonna do?
So what you been up to, man? I heard you were down in our country for a little while.
I was down in Mojave, California, the Mojav. And I get there 3 weeks ago, and I'm like, cool, I'm out of Canada. Finally, it's going to be nice and hot here.
Oh, I get
and
to
the first
escape
thing I
the
got to
snow.
first thing I got to do is drive through a blizzard to get there. It's like snowing in the desert. I'm like, what the hell is going on here, man? It's crazy.
Yeah, and listen, they have unprecedented water levels now. They haven't been inundated with this much water in California since the mid '80s.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
they'll
yeah.
actually not have some forest fires this year, which could be prevented if they would just allow farmers
Yeah.
to do controlled burns.
Well,
but,
you know, listen, the left is now a cult.
well, yeah.
They don't listen to reason. They will not tolerate any dissent. So it's just a matter of time
Yeah.
before the backlash begins.
Well, I figure all that snow when Skid was driving back
Yep.
through California stand was probably just, shaved ice from Gavin Newsom's wife's ass.
Or it could have been cocaine from Mexico.
That could have been that too, yeah. Maybe it's just fentanyl flakes flying through the air.
Fentanyl flakes.
Put your head out the
Fentanyl
window like the
flakes.
Joker and fucking die.
I'm going to write that down. That is funny. Fentanyl
I will,
flakes.
I will say one thing. So, like I said, I drove through a blizzard and it was raining in the desert. Like I took a picture of the green on the hills that are supposed to be baked brown. So all I have to say is global warming, my ass.
My ass.
All right. Yeah. Listen, we should probably do a whole stream on the whole global warming horse shit so we can educate everyone out there. Just
We
how
can't even do
stupid
that on
this is.
YouTube anymore because now that's considered disinformation and they'll ban your channel.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You're not allowed to talk about anything that makes billionaires money.
Yeah. And
In a bad way. Yes.
well, hey, at least we got Rumble out of the deal because YouTube's getting so stupid.
Rumble's the bomb. I hope it's working better tonight. Let me know over on Rumble, guys, if the sound is better. Apparently on Tuesday there was a lot of people having complaints about buffering, sound.
It could have been the
skipping,
fact that the
echoing.
computer was having a problem as well.
That's very possible. Yeah, but it's working tonight. You want to see it? You want to see it?
Yeah.
Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. Stop.
Everything
God, I love
works.
that. I just love that so much.
You know what's even funnier is that it wasn't anything that anybody did wrong. I double checked. We did use some of the graphics on Monday when we filmed. On Tuesday, for some reason, it just went crazy. I exited out of the program, reloaded it, everything worked. What the hell?
Now what are you going to do?
OBS, indeed. Anyway, we have some stories tonight for you guys, and Skid even offered to read one or two if my voice gets tired. I have this pretty good. This is a local brewery here. Well, not local to this part of Michigan, but it's up I think in Elk Rapids or something like that. Shorts Brewing. It's called The Power of Love.
Get the hell
This
out.
is what all women in their 30s are looking for when they need a real man. But it's a really good beer, actually.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Nothing wrong with that. We have this first story comes from JB, and he wrote it earlier this month, and it's just called Hillbilly's Divorce. I'm looking forward to reading this one.
Hillbilly divorce.
So after being married for 8.5 years, I should have known something was wrong. I worked full-time night shift and guided salmon and steelhead during the day. Now, that to me sounds like an Urban Dictionary thing. You might want to have a doctor pull down your pants and have a look at it. I should have known something was drastically wrong when the sex just suddenly stopped. that means she's banging somebody else.
Yes.
Anybody else in the same boat on that one?
Well, I think we did this. We did a video of what women say and what they mean.
Yeah. Chick speak.
Yeah, chick speak. Yeah, like I need space, and the rest of that sentence
Without you in it.
Without you in it.
When they don't bang you, or, my personal favorite, when I was with somebody who at the time I didn't realize was cheating on me was, well, I don't like how I taste after you go down on me. It's because somebody else is stirring up your insides with their coffee creamer. Oh, it still grosses me out to think about it.
You got to stir the cauldron of doom.
My favorite translation is anytime she professes anything, just add the words right now. I love you so much. Right now.
Right now.
I'll be with you forever. Right now.
Well,
Or for now.
Well, it's called the only ifs and the for now.
Only ifs and for nows. Where were we? I shook it off thinking I was just working too much and needed to spend more time with my family. So for 6 months, I made the adjustment intentionally, making time for my wife and kid. But there was no change.
Nope.
Nice.
Well, she's getting one of these. Maybe it was this color. Maybe they were doing this at the same time.
Or
by the
maybe-
way, it's really gay.
Maybe we should put her down for 3.
Oh. How many
Yeah.
dicks have you had in you at the same time? I'll put you down for 3. Okay.
You never heard that? You never heard that story, Skid?
Oh, I've heard lots of your stories.
Okay.
It's hard. They all start to merge together a little bit.
I was like 44 or 40, maybe.
Yeah, that was like
That wasn't even that long ago.
that was like your beta testing run in New York when you were out there.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think I did that like 18 months into my New York deployment.
Yeah, I think I could still smell like the cheap bar beer on you when you came back and told me that story.
Nice.
Woo!
Yeah, it was draft. It was a draft. It was a draft
It
beer.
was a draft beer. It's always draft beer. I started getting a bit frustrated after not getting any attention for over a year. Well, then
What?
Ooh,
a year.
red flag.
That's a black flag. That's when you
Gentlemen,
leave.
Yeah.
90 days and that's it.
Yeah.
1 year, no. No. Unless somebody's paralyzed or dealing with cancer, that's a whole other thing.
and even then,
What was that movie Breaking the Waves was about? It like a chick, like that they were like the love of each other's lives, and then he had some sort of debilitating accident and he couldn't use his junk anymore. So he's like, "You go out and do you, baby. I just knowing that you're getting it'll make me happy." I'm like,
well, wasn't that a scene in The Boys when like Homelander comes in to see his Nazi chick and she's like in the hospital and half dead? And
Yep.
she still gives him a handy there beside the bed. I was like, there you go. There you go.
Yep.
during Shark Week, sometimes my wife will just look over at me and be like, "Awkward handy? Why does it have to be awkward? Why can't it be a loving handy?"
Yeah.
You got to be careful with that. You could get degloved.
Ah! It comes off like Arnold Schwarzenegger's forearm in Terminator 2.
Oh, yeah. Not cool.
Well, they
If
do.
it was metal underneath, that would be the tits.
Well, the thing is, in real life, they tear the skin off your forearm to make a false penis
yeah,
and sew it onto.
the man-made bratwurst.
Yeah. Well, let's just say they sew the snuffleupagus thing on the bleeding axe wound.
Yep, and 41% of the time, they cry just like Snuffleupagus.
Didn't you make a video? Oh no, you made a video about the other way around, didn't
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was like I almost
Genocide.
puked when I did that, man. That was
Yeah.
awful.
That video, man, like there's still people in the chat who get nightmares over that shit.
Oh no, not as good as when you took the chocolate milk in the face. That
No, I know how
Yeah.
Sasha Grey feels.
The hazards of my job, I know.
was occupational.
No one said
hazard.
comedy was clean.
No.
No one.
No, in fact, clean comedy is not really that funny.
It's really not. No.
Some of it is.
F that.
There's a couple comedians that can do it pretty good.
Oh, yeah. What's his name from Back to the Future? Tom Wilson. His style of comedy is very clean, very funny.
Oh, Bill Cosby.
Yeah, Bill Cosby's always a very clean guy, too. And as Foxworthy got more famous out of the clubs and started having a family, his comedy went very clean.
Yeah, you're right.
So.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, where are we? All the while she was dropping our daughter off at my parents so she could go
fishing with my friends and another guy that I knew who had free time.
So she was hanging out at the fishing hole.
Well, she figured if she went fishing with these guys, it would mask the smell.
Well, she's hanging out the fishing hole getting strange pole.
And it's probably some vada.
Yeah, come back with some stinky vada. Got her in. Oh.
I was stupid to think anything was or could be going on because, to quote Pop, she loved
That's right.
He loves me.
She would never do that.
The thing
You wouldn't
is,
do that.
most. And listen, if there's guys out there who are married, I'm just going to break the bubble right now.
Just give it to them now, man. Straight.
Most of the time, once you've been married longer than 6 or 7 years, your wife is definitely testing foreign poles.
Yeah, she's trying to get that 7-year itch scratched.
Every now and again, you are going to have a salty DNA deposit
Oh,
that you may or may not know about. Usually you don't. So just get cool with it now.
there was a text message conversation that I saw of this guy telling him, like, oh, by the way, I want you to know your girlfriend is stepping out on you, bruh. You know? And he tells him when that happened.
Oh.
And it's like, I think she's stepping out on me, too, because she tasted kind of funky the other night. Like, dude, I made a deposit right to the warehouse before she went out with her friends. And he's like, dude, your cum tastes like shit, bruh.
Oh,
God. That's how people get shot.
That's how
not
people
cool.
get shot.
Not
Oh,
cool.
my God. Hey, you bastard. I didn't even see that one.
God.
We're grossing out Skid here.
We're grossing everybody out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, wasn't until the day after this other guy and his wife went out to dinner for my ex's birthday with us that the pieces started to fall into place. The way those two acted was beyond fishy. And it
I
smelled
see what
like
you
it,
did there.
too. We had made plans to go steelhead fishing with another couple, and she canceled. Naturally. I went on the trip as planned. Well, that's yeah. when the husband's away, the pussy will play.
Yep.
She didn't get home till hours after I did and claimed that they got stuck and had to get towed out.
All right. How many jokes can we make about this?
Too
She
many.
got stuck several times.
Yeah, she got stuck. It was in the wrong hole.
Yeah, and all of the people who are participating just couldn't find time to pull out. I'm sorry.
That's when you try to fit more than one in the hole at a time. I mean,
It's a hole in one. Let's go 3 in 1.
be like two
Yeesh.
of those Wamalos on those big fat scooters trying to force their way through the door at the same time. It's not going to happen. You get what we call gridlock.
Gridlock. I gotta write that down.
Or
That's
if
good.
it was the 80s, gridslock. Before they renamed it to the more politically correct term. But, as Skid knows, being out in the land of California, Stan, we need to get rid of the stigma.
Actually, that's a good title for a comedy. A gridlock for fat women,
Oh, God.
and then redneck figuring.
And don't forget mud flaps. When the gut hangs over and,
Let me write that. That's a term. That's not actually.
it's just disgusting. All right. This is all disgusting. Anybody else hungry? I didn't think so.
Well, listen. This is a serious subject,
It is.
so we're making fun
We have to.
because, like, if we're all serious about it, it gets really bad.
Yeah. Just show me with thumbs up in the chat, guys, how many dudes something like this has happened to. I'll just watch them tick by.
Yeah, and you
We're
don't have
reading the
to
rest
be
of it.
married for it to happen. I mean,
Yeah.
in the military, I got Dear John twice.
Oh, yeah.
And then in my entire life, I've had probably 8 really nasty breakups and a divorce.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
A big fight ensued, resulting in her leaving.
Which she wanted to do anyway.
2 days later, the other man's wife contacted me and read me in on the affair that had been going on for months by this point.
Already got 4 thumbs up in the chat.
I was devastated. I contacted my wife and told her we need to talk. I confronted her, of course, and she tried to deny it, but by that point I had all the proof I needed. Well, yeah, unless you catch them in the act, women never cop to this.
And it doesn't matter anyway because of no-fault divorce. So there you go.
It doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
Don't even think that means anything anymore. That's long gone.
Agent 4's like, I was the guy she cheated with.
Damn.
Well, at least
Nice.
it wasn't ice fishing because, as we know, in cold weather, all men really are created equal.
Well, most people don't know that when you're really cold, your dick is as long as your nose.
That's a true story. No one's hole punching hemorrhoids with an ice cock. I'm just
No,
saying.
that's right. You're not getting nothing done with an ice
Oh,
cock.
God, that image. Hole punching hemorrhoids. Write that down.
Oh, Jesus, where do you come up with this shit?
I don't know.
You're a goddamn genius.
I think there's a fucking devil on this shoulder sometimes just like whispering horrible shit to me. I don't get it. Ugh.
Let's call it hole punching hemorrhoid cock.
There's a little bit of blood on the tip. That means you did it right. So for about a year, I tried working it out,
Don't even
Well,
say
there's
it.
the
which
second
was
mistake.
stupid.
Third mistake,
Yeah, we know
really.
this.
All right. Yeah. All right. Now listen. Let's just be honest. And I even went through this myself when I found out that my wife was stepping out on me.
Yeah.
When I was like, I thought maybe it was just one person. Maybe we could like go to counseling and work through this. And then I found out it was a forest of cocks.
I mean, this is actually a pretty accurate representation.
Yeah. Well, there was
Of your
that's not.
ex's
There
slop.
was some rice.
I'm sorry, they're in the wrong way. I need to.
Listen, there was egg rolls, kielbasa. I mean, it covered everything. Now, listen, I'm going to be honest. Even if it's just one time that you know of,
That's it.
it's it. It's done.
That's it.
Don't stick around.
No.
Get the hell out. Salvage whatever you can. All right, continue the story. I'm just.
Because it's otherwise it is pointless.
It becomes
Once she has that level of disdain and disrespect
Oh,
for
yeah.
you, you're not going to earn it back.
No.
Yeah. Well, and the guys are missing that abundance mentality, right? I mean, you think that, well, I can work on this because I need this, and no, you don't.
Yeah.
Get out there. You've got opportunity costs you don't even know about. Get out there and get moving.
Well, another thing too is that there's a lot of guys out there who, especially if they're married to her, they don't want to believe that this person who did this to them is the real woman. They want to believe that the woman who love bombed them because she had something to gain is the real person. And it's a real hard reconfiguring of your thinking me to get you out of that headspace.
Listen, it took me about 2 years.
2 years.
2 years in that the first year I was going through the divorce, and about a year after the divorce for me to work through a lot of that stuff. And even then, it was still tough.
Yeah, it's very tough.
I
To
wrote
come out of the
I
coming out
started
of the
writing.
matrix is tough.
Yeah, I started writing the book, The Warrior's Way, Soldier Soul Warrior's Way, right around 2009.
Writing really helps you get your shit in order when you're going through a rough time.
Well, the thing is, that whole book is actually the programming for my new brain. Because the way I used to operate, it wasn't working anymore because that brain was fucked.
Yeah.
And I had to work with the brain that I had.
Sean St. George says, "Damn it, Pop, I can't think of egg rolls and kielbasa the same way ever again."
Nor should you. Nor should you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kielbasa and a sticky bun just don't seem to work out.
Well, the sticky bun comes at the end. And it leaks into all the crevasses.
Fear the syrup.
Fear all the syrup, especially as it's dripping out. Ah.
God
Gross.
damn.
Anyway,
We decided to divorce. I was wanting to do an uncontested case because it would have been better for everyone, especially our
Fourth
daughter.
mistake.
I was just going to split everything right down the middle. The only part I couldn't figure out was the spousal maintenance. She and her friends had it in their head that I was trying to cheat her out of something.
They always do that,
of
actually.
course, you need to get what you're owed. You're not owed shit when you step out of the marriage contract.
She went and hired an attorney and had me served. I had to move in with my parents while she stayed in my house for free. And so it begins.
And so it begins.
All the while I was paying her around $1,200 a month, knowing that would be what I would have to pay. In her papers, she was trying to get almost $4,000 a month out of me, which would have bankrupted me.
Whoa.
I went and hired an attorney, tried to being fair, as I, know that my state is very pro-mother.
They all are, actually.
Yep. Our first court appearance went mostly my way, with the judge ruling that $1,200 was fair and giving me 50-50 custody.
Well, yeah. Well, that is a huge win right there.
Yep.
That's when the crap hit the fan.
Oh, here we go.
She started messaging me stating that I would never see her or my kid again and being a terrible person. My only responses to her was that if she needed to discuss matters concerning our daughter, to talk with me, all else otherwise, leave me alone. I screenshotted 2 months' worth of messages and sent them to my attorney.
Now he's thinking. Now he's thinking.
That's what you got to do.
This is administrative violence now.
Yeah.
Our next court appearance got interested. She tried claiming I was being hostile and was mentally abusive, trying to get a court order against me. My attorney simply walked up, showing the judge the messages. Long and now funny story. I got 50-50 custody, kept my house, and only wound up paying 2 years of spousal maintenance.
You shouldn't have to pay anything.
Oh, no.
That's so stupid.
She stepped out, and she tried to weaponize the court against him
They
fraudulently.
do that all the time.
The judge should have been like, okay, you're done. We're out.
In fact, I think I'm going to call another comedy video in the future called So It Begins.
So it begins.
And all the shitty shit that happens during a divorce.
Oh, yeah, you could, do that. And then there's the So It Begins after everything is already ended amicably. She leaves you for someone, but then that someone breaks it off with her.
Or you get a girlfriend, or you get remarried.
Yeah.
That's the one that really cooks them
They
off.
really go nuts after that.
Oh, yeah. They can't stand to see you having a good time, man.
Oh, no. No.
You're supposed to be broken.
crippled.
If you're actually doing all right, that drives them crazy.
You are supposed to be a crippled, shallow, hollowed out version of your former self, and nothing less than that, short of your actual, self-inflicted death, is going to be good enough for them.
It is very true. I mean, they say it tongue-in-cheek, but living well really is the best revenge. It drives them crazy.
Amen.
Crazy.
Yep.
Love these
now,
stories,
listen,
guys.
I know we're making a bunch of jokes about this guy's story, and I'm not. We're not being disrespectful to the person who wrote the story,
No.
but
Not at all.
we have
We've been
to. We have to attack this with comedy.
Yeah, and the dudes, there's an episode coming out Monday where we read about a dude who is King White Knight of the universe, and he said flat out, he's like, this is called Death of a White Knight, and I expect you to rip me a new asshole. Because this dude not only made every mistake in the book, he made some of them twice.
By the numbers.
He fucked up by the numbers and the entire alphabet just for good measure.
Yikes.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Anybody gone back to the ex-wife who cheated on you? No? That guy did.
Oh my God.
I managed to avoid that one.
I
That
couldn't
was-
believe it when I was reading the story. It's like, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, it got worse.
Yeah.
That was bad. That was a bad one. We got
Crazy.
Cool Cat in the chat. Thank you for all you do. May God bless you all. Thank you very much, good sir. From Poland, Tiger NG. Pop, you were deployed in New York? So NYPD's not enough?
No. I mean, I was stationed in New York. I treated it like a deployment.
Not New York City. He was in Red Trash, upper state New York.
Yeah. Upstate New York, red trash land.
How about San Fran? He's asking. You ever been there?
San Francisco?
Yeah.
I've been to San Francisco many times.
Okay. You ever stationed there, though?
No. No.
Will the U.S. Army invade it or give it up due to extreme biohazard? All the monkeypox and AIDS over there is really...
Don't forget the plague.
I
Don't forget the
believe
plague.
there's
Yeah.
a Navy
literal plague.
base called Port Wanimi near San Diego, and I spent a lot of time there doing a couple of counter-drug shit. And then we had some classes that I had to go to the Navy side for some classified shit on some of this whiz-bang special forces equipment we had.
Yeah. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, get some whiz bang special forces crap, and I got to fly across the country so you know how to fucking use the shit.
God. Alex Patino in the chat says, how about kielbasa in a taco with cream cheese? I even saw dark blood sausage being put in the bun with tons of mayo, man.
Damn! Oh!
I'll drink to that.
Jesus, Blake, you nailed it. I've
Well,
been watching a lot of the Mayans there lately, and I think you got the accent.
Oh, the Mexican accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do Antonio Banderas, so this is the next best thing.
It's close enough.
Yeah, Antonio
I'm gonna do
Banderas.
like the Bendejos that he shot down in Desperado. And Dark Pegasus 87. Thank God my mind doesn't like to picture anything, even when I try to, because I like egg rolls and kielbasa's. Oh shit.
I think the egg rolls belong to some doctors that worked at the hospital.
Oh, Yankee Watchdog said, Blake, I went back for 1 month after 5 years. We were still separated, got the same treatment, finally divorced.
Listen, once that happens, it is done.
Over.
Yeah, it's done.
Just get the hell out of there.
Sweaty Fat Guy over on Rumble says, Anna of the Young Turds said, don't call her a menstruating person, so I came up with alternates.
What a
Okay.
This ought to be good. Proprietor of Snot Pocket. Wielder of the Wizard's Sleeve. Container for the Waxworks and bearer of the baby.
container of cunt.
Container. A container.
Container.
That's a good shit right there.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. Man.
That's good shit. We like our thumpers around here. Both thumpers. We haven't talked to the other thumper in a while, the comedian.
No,
2 hours.
I wonder what's going on. I hope his health is okay.
Yeah, I hope he's all right. I haven't heard from him in a bit. Hope he's doing all right. Message me if you're watching Thumper with 2 R's, because I mean the Instagram just gets inundated, and I just don't get the chance to check it anymore.
Yeah, I got you.
And people who send us stuff on Instagram, use the link tree if you really want to send us like news tips, videos, etc.
You know what? I was wondering if we could turn over Instagram to one of our wrenches,
It wouldn't be a bad idea. If anybody's interested.
and then they can forward anything important to us, and then
Wrenches.
make sure nothing crazy happens.
Wrenches in the trenches.
I like it.
All right. We have any on MGTOW. Let's take a look here. Now, we got some emails from Crazy Uncle. Those tend to be risque. We're going to wait till new tech.
Yeah, yep.
And Crazy Uncle says, what the hell? Skid looks like red-green. Don't know if you guys get that one.
The red green show.
The red-green.
Yeah, the good old Red Green Show.
Red-green show.
I like the red green
Yeah.
show.
It's kind of a Canadian thing.
I know, and I love how he fixed
wrong with
anything
that.
with duct tape. It was awesome.
You can fix anything with duct tape. I saw them rebuild an airplane with duct tape, and it flew, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I remember we're doing this one jump. We're getting in C-130,
Yeah.
and I'm literally watching them put tape on the wing. I'm like,
I know.
what the fuck is that? My platoon sergeant Greenway looks out the window and goes, we won't even feel it, man. You'll be
This is
all
bad, right? This is bad.
right." No, just the way he said it, he goes, you won't even feel it.
You won't
You'll be
even feel
fine."
it.
I was like, what?
I mean, odds are it goes up in a huge ball of flame.
Yeah. And that's where I got that from. I did the same thing to my kids all the time. The tornado siren would go off. They'd be freaking out. I'd be like,
Don't worry, you won't even feel it.
I'm like, don't worry, you won't even feel it. That's not funny.
It's getting a little windy in here. Air out your pits.
Hey, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Silence, foolish mortal, you my slave until you're 18. We got Crimson Hawk says, speaking of effed up, I was banging with a condom on, and I pulled out and tried to water hose my ex down. The condom was stuck tight at the base, so I pulled the tip of the condom. It slipped out of my hands, and the rubber band smacked my head so hard I lost all need to blast. I had blue balls and a sore tip all the next day. It sucked.
Jesus.
Yeah.
First world problems. Mr. Wright, 90% of a woman's love are us fellows projecting. It's an interesting
Listen,
thought.
I've come to the conclusion that woman can never truly love you as a man. They love what you can do for them.
If it's conditional, it's not love.
Well, that's
Pure
it.
simple.
That's just it.
If it's for now or only if, it's not love.
I know, but I literally, I am sure maybe there's 1 in a million women out there
Yeah.
that truly love their husbands, I got it. But
The
I
rest,
can't.
it's just infatuation.
I mean, we've been doing this for almost 13 years.
Well, I mean, like total since we started doing like movies
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
Yeah, like 13, 14 years.
Yeah, and I've heard hundreds of stories of guys get laid off, get cancer, get severe injuries, and literally their woman's like, and they just leave them.
I'm out.
And some of these guys had been with their wives 15, 17, 18 years.
Yeah.
And they just like,
They become enamored with the lifestyle
Mm-hmm.
they have become accustomed to, not the person providing it. To them, that's a ticker tape parade because just like when they were young and they had all the power, all they had to do is say yes.
Yep.
And they think that that's going to go on forever.
Mm.
That's called
Well,
delusional thinking.
Well, it's
Well,
not
well-
going to go on forever if I have my way. I'm teaching all the dudes out there their dirty little fucking tricks
Damn right.
and their
Uh,
bad nature.
What the guys got to understand is that, I mean, women might as well be a different species. Like you can definitely trust them to be a woman, right?
Mhm.
And so their definitions of what love is, what respect is, and things like that and loyalty are very different than ours. And you just have to wrap your head around that. So you could say something like, oh, a woman won't love you. No, she won't love you the way you think of love. She'll love you the way she thinks of love, which is a very, very different story. And until you wrap your head around that, you're not playing on the right field at all. You're playing with one hand behind your back.
It's very
They
different.
do love opportunistically. That's the only way they can. And just understand that and work with it.
Oh, amen to that. All right, we got another story from Lefty. You
Oh.
remember him as the author of the Red Pill Mafia story.
Oh, yeah!
Which is one of the best things we've ever read on this channel.
All right.
So here we go. Hello, gentlemen. Lefty here with another story. The mob isn't involved this time, though, but I hope you still find it entertaining. Names, places changed, blah, blah, blah. I was playing in a band. We were booked on one of our first road gigs opening for a band that some members were on the way to being pretty well known. They already had an album out and were working on number 2. Yeah, me too right now, actually. I need to work on that. In fact, one guy ended up being an icon. Anyway, we hung out for a bit before and after our set. Very cool people, except for this one guy. There's
creeper.
always one.
The creeper.
He was busy with a mirror and some white powdery stuff.
Yep.
Booger sugar.
Booger sugar.
After a while, some girls came into the dressing room with the powder guy, who announces to everyone, "Check this out. This chick's tit. It's the same size as a pitcher."
Wow.
He grabs an empty pitcher and says, "Show 'em, honey." She giggles and unloads a triple D with a silver dollar-sized nipple, and she pops it into the beer pitcher. Powder Man is right. It's a tight fit, but it's in there. Now,
Yeah.
there's a small struggle to get it out, but with a little pull. Okay, things are going well. I'm hanging out with Icon, talking about music, watching tits go into pitchers, all the ingredients of a great night. I concur. I even have some interest from a spinner. Not a little person, but if she was 4'6", I would be shocked. That's like a legal midget.
That is
She's
literally,
4'6".
you are on the borderline of midgetus.
If you are under 4'10", I believe you're technically considered little person, midget, dwarf, what have you. She Petra
Okay.
Dinklage. I ended up getting a nice mouth hug from her in the parking lot. A mouth hug with a head bob.
Yep.
Nice. I'm thinking road gigs are cool. Of course, this could not continue. The end of the night comes. We're packing up, ready to leave, and the owner is yelling about someone doing coke in his place. At first, I'm not worried because no one in our band did any coke. He's yelling at our guitar player who's trying to get our money. I walk up and I try to defuse the situation. "Sir, no one in our band does coke. Take a look at our vehicle. Do you really think any of us can afford a coke habit?" We had a great
point.
night. Place was packed. You made money, and we want to come back. Why would we screw that up? So we calmed down, paid us. We're done, right?
No.
Right?
Yeah. Never. It's never that easy.
So there I was, sitting in my truck. The spinner had finished her very early morning Th0t yogurt breakfast.
Nice.
Did she get a coffee and a hash brown with that?
The least you can do.
We said our goodbyes, hugs only, Regular hugs or mouth hugs? Because that's a good goodbye. She was a little put off that I wouldn't kiss her, but whatever. She pulls out of the parking lot just like you did. And I'm waiting for a while for Malcolm, the drummer. He had an engine running, but it was cold, or because it was cold. I was just about to go out to get him when I hear faintly at first, then louder, "Go, go, 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 go!" Malcolm is running across the parking lot yelling, "Go!" I'm starting to panic. As soon as he opens the door and has one foot in, I floor it. There's snow on the ground, so I spin the tires at first. Malcolm is in, slams the door, and says, "Shotgun, go!" I say, "Shotgun?" I'm barely out of the parking lot, about 100 yards down the road, where I see the bar owner with a shotgun in my mirror.
What the fuck happened?
I see the muzzle flash and hear the bang, but no hits on the truck. Malcolm would tell me later when he could breathe that he was banging some chick in the sound booth. Turned out to be the owner's daughter.
Yeah, that'll get you a shotgun.
As you can imagine, we didn't end up playing there again. Thank you for reading my mob story, and I wish you both continued success.
Yeah, getting the that's the 12 gauge wave goodbye.
Yeah. So I
Yikes.
want to see some more stories like this. Anybody ever banged a chick and then you found out that she was in with, I don't know, boss, friend, coworker? Maybe she was married to somebody that you happen to know personally.
Ooh, that's a bad one.
That's bad news bears, but I'm sure there's stories like that out there. Email in the Meat Gazer box, click the link tree, and send it on over.
Yeah, I mean, on one occasion, I had to run out the back of a dude's house, and I was dating his daughter, and I literally made it over the back fence, just busted into the wood line. I was a ranger, you know, and I could hear it. And he started shooting, and you could hear the the pellets or whatever rip through the foliage. I was like, oh, that's a bad one.
Mac Turner, we need you to email us ASAP.
Why, what's up?
Put urgent in the subject heading. Let us know your story. We will talk to you.
Okay.
Got it? No permanent solutions to temporary problems, even if you think they may be permanent. All right, this is what this community is for.
Amen.
Reaper01 says, Blake, you want me to start this rabbit hole?
What do you say?
Oh, God.
I think the answer is yes. Banging chicks and you find out that they're tied to somebody that you know.
Ah, yeah, that's a bad.
Ugh. Yeah, Mac, hit us up with that email, good sir. We want to talk to you. We want to know your situation. Okay. Tiger NG from Poland again says, Oi, Kielbasa did nothing wrong. Vincent Van Gogh Fuck Yourself says, 6 clips, Red Green Man's Prayer. I'm a man, but I can change if I have to, I guess. 6 clips. I don't know. Did you send us an email or something? I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
I don't see it.
Maybe this is it?
Clips.
Oh, yeah, there's some clips there. Okay. So I will star that. I'll make sure that it's unread. We always watch the clips on New Tech because you never can tell when people are using copyrighted music, etc.
Gotcha.
Never can tell.
You can never tell.
Get rid of all that
God
stuff.
damn it.
All right. Oh, cool. We got Jeff Space Lord sent us a Cash App. It says, for Port Who Needs Me is west of L.A. LOL.
Port Wanimi.
Oh, yeah, he spoiled it. Port Who Needs Me.
Yeah.
I'm guessing there's a story behind that.
Yeah. I remember I went to Pendleton for the Marine Corps Sniper School. Everywhere I went on post, they just called me Army Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go in the chow hole. Would you like some rice, Army Dog?
Oh, I missed a couple here from Sweaty Fat Guy. You missed 2. Bearer of the Baby Barracks and the Gestation Station.
Nice. Nice.
Gestation Station. I like that one a lot. That one's definitely going in the book. Thank you very much, ladies and germs. Jumping over to MGTOW, see if we got a couple new ones here. We do from Tripe Swing. Hey, Slishbots, I sent you a box snail mail with a possible story for the show. Keep an eye out for it. You got to check the P.O. box, good sir.
All right.
And Ballistic
Watch
Zero
out if
says,
it's Pringles.
yeah,
Be careful.
always be careful with that, especially if your ex is on the return address. Ballistic Zero says, back from NTC and ready to get out of Drum ASAP. The Mojave sucks. Screw that place and all the hippies that want to protect it. Now I get why so many guys get brain cancer if they have to inhale all that radioactive sand and snow. And why in the fuck did we perch on that one and only perch on the one and only place that snowed in the Mojave in the last 30 years? Fuck Cali. Screw New York. Alaska next. 2 more years of this shit and I'm done. Incompetence will kill us. But all of you can be my ass. But at least I can warn others.
Yeah,
I'll be all you can be my ass. Sorry.
I've been to NTC quite a few times, and I have never, ever had a good time there. The only thing I liked about NTC is the original Del Taco is right down the street.
Well, there you go.
Nice. I'll tell you one thing. The place I was staying at in Mojave is right around the block. There was an abandoned car that was burned out there. So that was the neighborhood I was staying in. It was like lots and lots of fun.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah. Not a great town.
Things happen.
This next one is very short, and it comes from Early Kyler. It says, okay, first story. I'm guessing this is going to be a continuing series here. My older sister and her best friend have been hanging out and have been literal best friends for almost their entire life. After high school, they went their separate ways and lost contact for a few years, and they eventually reconnected. So this gal was always hanging out with my sister and would be at many family gatherings. She used to be big into the game Taboo. It's a fun game if you've never played it. The crazy part is no one could ever beat them, ever. They could say one word and know the answer. I know that was crazy, but just blew it off as two besties just knowing each other. Well, 2 years ago, this gal, we will call Mandy, did a 23andMe or some other genetic test. There was one branch or line that kept coming back that was odd. Long story short, they are sisters and never knew it.
Wow.
They have different mothers, but the same father.
Wow.
Or maybe are a year apart in age. This is a small town, but it just goes to show you that a Chad, even in 1970, had the pick of all the women. Literally nothing has changed or will change, at least as far as Chads getting their pick of the females.
I remember there's one postal worker who had like 100 and some odd kids.
My God, yes. It was insane.
I'm like, what the fuck, man? I think it was more than 100. It's like somewhere around 300.
I mean, shouldn't he have had like a melon baller size wart scoop taken out of his cack by the time you're raw dogging that many chicks?
That's some fucked up shit right there.
I mean, it explains why your penises, when you draw them, always look that way. They look like they have a scoop taken out of it, like that was burned into your brain after you saw that. That poor dude.
That was a bad day for him, man.
Jeez.
I was like, I hope dicks don't have that fucking like slope to them because that'd be kind of weird. And then I remembered that guy. I'm like, oh,
Viggy.
Viggy was his name.
I'm not gonna say his whole name.
Viggy. You just called him Viggy. Okay. And he was the one. If you don't remember the story, he had a wart on the end of his prick that was so huge that when they finally removed it, it looked like they took a melon baller to the tip of his dick.
Yeah, they burned it off with basically 1 day a week or 2 days a month. You go there to the special adult clinic, and those are a dedicated wart burn off days. That's the way he explained it to me. He goes, yeah, nobody made eye contact. We just waited for a number to get called. And
Okay, we're going to have to go with this big fuck off.
occasionally you hear a guy in the back, a blood-curdling, dick-cutting scream. No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Listen, dirty pea sleeve isn't worth it.
That's terrible.
All I can say is liquid nitrogen winning. No.
Really? No.
That's what they burn it off with. Yeah, liquid nitrogen.
Liquid nitrogen. It's cold. Does the job.
Yeah, I've never, had warts down there.
Not that I know anything
I had one on my
about that.
foot, and I was just like 15 or 16, something like that. And the guy's like, "Well, we're gonna have to numb the area." It was on my heel, so he pulls out a fucking reanimator needle like 6 inches long because he's got to punch through that hard surface layer of my heel. Hurt more than anything I've ever felt in my life.
I had a plantar's wart when I went in the Army, and literally I road marched and it like popped out of my foot.
Oh,
Like filled my boot with blood.
oh,
Yeah, that was tasty.
oh!
Tasty.
Sounds tasty. All right, Skid's got to go take an emergency dump. But
These things happen.
it does. He already has access to these stories, though. He's read them, so we'll start up with this next one here. And this comes from No actual name. We'll just read his first name here. I don't want to dox anybody. It comes from Dean. Middle School Madness is the title of the story.
Madness.
And story below, thank you for keeping young men out of the meat grinder. Anonymous as always. Cheers. Going through middle school was certainly interesting. I hated middle school, for the record. There was relatively few walkers at the school. Most kids either rode the bus or were picked up by family. This presented an interesting confluence of events. As it turned out, due to how the streets and school property were set up, the kids that walked home from school went out the main entrance and down the main street sidewalk. Since I lived the other way, however, it would double the time to get home, so I left from the back of the school and cut across the field and the woods behind it. No one really went back there for the most part, and the girls, apparently, already knew that. Hang on, where's my sound effect here? Is it here? Is it right here?
So is this story... This story is about Backdoor Billy.
Yeah, this is it's like the sequel to The Last Ride and Roast.
Yeah, Backdoor Billy.
Backdoor Billy. Yeah. Yeah, Paul giving your ass bunions because, you're banging on the tree stumps. It wasn't even a few weeks into the school year, and I started seeing the girls with the guy of the week back in the woods on my walk home. They would skip the bus, and they didn't keep track of the kids in those days the way they do now. And they'd sneak back in the woods for some missionary fun time. Every few days, I'd run into one or two girls just off the path on their backs, spread eagle with the boyfriend of the day banging away on them. They knew I didn't care, as I just gave them a salute on my way by. Kept going.
All right.
The girls always just smiled.
Well, because they are whores.
Yeah. In 20 years, they're going to be crying. And we all know exactly where they're going.
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. Stop!
It never gets old.
Never gets old.
Never.
Well, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah,
They're getting this much attention, this young. They're broken. They're already broken.
I mean, the women that when I went to high school with that were mattress backs, they're all like single, double divorced. They're done.
Well, chlamydia and abortions will do that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad news bears.
And those women did not age well.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Most of them don't. I mean, my 10-year high school reunion was already looking kind of ghastly. And they were still in their 20s. Occasionally, in the beginning, they would have to reassure Chad when he broke his rhythm as he thought I might say something.
Wow.
They would always just tell him not to stop. Don't worry about him. He's cool. He doesn't say anything. After a couple of weeks of this, I thought it might be interesting to keep count. How many girls at the school would I be seeing there? Well, we didn't even make it into the colder weather before they were cranking out some impressive numbers. I lost track somewhere around 52 or 53 before winter.
Wow.
It gets interesting.
Oh, here we go.
So 53 different chicks. Okay.
That's a lot of women in that school.
That's the
normally
number.
you got like
Yeah.
2 to 6 of them. That's it.
Uh-huh. I mean, it must have been a kind of a larger city. If not, it makes it even worse.
Or it's this story isn't that old.
Yeah, it could be. So he says that was the number of individual girls. I wasn't counting repeats of the same girl with the same or a different guy.
Oh my God.
Of course, as one might imagine, the guy count only got up to 4. 4 dudes banging 52 different chicks.
Wow.
It's a lot of Eskimo brothers to have when you're 13.
Yes, it is.
Hypergamy 101. Same 4 guys churning through a long line of girls. Churning that cream into butter.
Wow.
Yuck.
That is disgusting, bro.
Very few out there over the winter, but come spring, things fired back up again with a slight change. The guys' count went to 5 with the addition of a new student from another state. Girl count just continued to the moon. I think those guys made it through the majority of the girls at the school.
Wow.
Wow.
And they probably were all talking about it to each other and convincing each other to go out and
Yep.
do it because that
Just
is
give
how
it a
women
go.
in that age operate.
That's right. You got to get rid of your virginity. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I promise I already did it. That's another one, yeah. Oh, yeah, I totally did it. They're like 12.
Yeah.
And then somebody's stupid enough to believe it. Oh, my God, you did that? I was just pulling your leg. Well, because of you, I pulled on his leg.
Oh, God.
Disgusting. Yeah, women. Yeah, you're totally you're way better people than we are. Yeah, trust me. Being an overly observant person, I noticed that 99% of the time, the girls were always wearing a dress or skirt on the day they were intending to go in the woods for
Makes
easier
sense.
access. Yeah.
Yep.
Once I recognized this detail, I ended up getting pretty good at predicting who I was going to be seeing out in the woods on my way home.
Yeah.
Susie Q hasn't been out there for a week, and she's wearing a dress today. I bet it's her turn. It became a fun game when class was boring. The best day, though, had to be when a classmate said he was going to ask out Susie Q that afternoon on the bus. I told him, I don't think she's going to be on the bus today. Why not? She's wearing a skirt. What does that mean? You want to walk me home?
Here we go.
I added that part. He just looked at me like I was crazy. I couldn't help but chuckle to myself later, though, as I walked by Susie Q on her back. The next day, he asked me how I knew that she wasn't going to be on the bus. I said, that's a lucky guess. He wouldn't have believed me if I told him.
Yeah.
Nope.
There's several lessons here. One, of course, is hypergamy. Another is that fun time starts at a very young age, and it can ramp up quickly.
Yes, it can.
Also, perhaps most importantly, is the distinction of our experiences. For the young guys who didn't experience it, it's easy to dismiss that this happens and just how common it is. That's why it's so important to be around other men you trust who don't have a dog in the race. They can give you the truth, since they lived it and they've seen it all go down. It definitely minimizes having to learn everything from the school of hard knocks. Lastly, the lesson of being alert to your surroundings. Several times I've seen these girls hug their dad literally less than 5 minutes after having the white rain hose them down.
God damn.
That is a vivid image right there.
That is disgusting.
For the life of me, I don't know how the father didn't notice the sperm on her hair and face, having just wiped it off with only her hands. Perhaps it's willful
Wow.
ignorance. Someone's always paying attention. Make sure it's you.
Oh, my God.
Good story.
That is terrible.
Woo!
That is reprehensible.
Tony Soprano says that the postal worker story is fake. Just Google it.
Okay.
I can always look it up. Yeah. I mean, in today's day and age, it's so easy for like satire stories to catch fire and get spread around like people believe they're true. I'm sure that we may have covered a story or two in the
I don't
past
know.
on one of our streams that could have been wound up fake. Who knows?
I don't know. I mean, because they actually, like, interviewed the guy and shit. So.
Oh, well, we'll see if we can find it. If we can, we'll talk about it again.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's so hard to tell nowadays. Truth is becoming so goddamn weird that how you know things sound plausible.
You're right.
I mean,
You're absolutely correct.
they've been saying truth was stranger than fiction since before I was born. If they only knew now.
Oh, my God. And now we have AI to worry about.
Oh, God. Although that poem
Yep.
about the Transformers was...
Yeah.
That was chef's kiss awesome. That was so choice.
Yes, it was. Dr. Seuss.
Ugh. Did you guys ever see anything like this? You know, walking home like as early as middle school, high school, shit like that?
Okay. Well, when I was in middle school, there was 3 girls who did things like this. Except
Well, 3 who got caught.
no. Well, I can't speak to all of them. All I know is these 3 women would go to these vacant houses with dudes, and things would happen.
That's lovely.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking 7th grade, 6th grade,
Yeah.
having 8 or 10 high schoolers show up to service these young girls. It was insane.
That's disgusting.
Oh yeah, and this was in 78, 79, 80-ish. So, and it's got to be way worse today.
Yeah, it's got to be way worse. What about you, Skid?
Not middle school. No. You know, I was probably one of the ones that had no clue what was going on.
Yeah,
So,
I was one of
a little
those.
bit of stuff in high school, but it wasn't until a lot later that my eyes got opened up. I didn't see any of this.
Well, see, I'm an evil genius. I noticed all that shit.
Yeah, I didn't really start paying attention until I stopped caring. Up until then, most of the guys in high school and middle school, they're just half of them got their heads in the clouds, the other half got their heads up their ass. So they're not really paying attention to much, other than boobs.
Yeah.
They're starting to get them.
Yeah.
Wait, watch her run and get her paper.
Yep. Hey, look, things happen. What are you gonna do?
Yep. Horrendous.
And the sad part is these girls literally don't know they are train wrecking their fucking life at that age, and it doesn't dawn on them until it's way too late.
If at all. I mean, I've known several that have done this, and they just can't figure out what's wrong. Like,
No.
How come I'm so lonely? How come nobody wants to date me? Because, man, you're a hose bag.
Yeah.
Like,
Well-
they just refuse to grasp it. You could even tell them straight to their face and explain. They still won't understand it.
Oh no! Listen, when I after my divorce, I started the online dating shit, and I came across one of these mattress back girls that I went to high school with. And I finally, I'm like, you look familiar. And she told me her name, and I go, you're a hose bag. Don't contact me again. Blocked her.
Nice.
We got some people in the chat like, can we have some legal age stories? Now, the reason why stories like this are important is because women would have you believe that they don't go buck nasty until college.
Yeah.
They're lying to you.
Well, especially today. I mean, some of these, I would say a lot of the women of today have the 1,000 cock stare getting their high school diploma.
Yeah. And you've got a lot of them now who have, safe for work OnlyFans fetishizing their feet and shit like that before they even leave high school.
God, what a world.
The thing is, this is not a new thing, and that's why, like the last Ride and Roast and this new story,
Yeah.
it's important to read stuff like this so that especially if you're planning on having children, you need to watch out for this shit. It's
Yeah.
not going to start when you think it started.
No, I know. Listen, like by the time these women get to college now, it's an ass Armageddon.
Yeah.
It is insane.
Ass Armageddon. More like Armageddon hidden.
Nice. Nice.
Humbly rise. I am the great Cornholio. I need teepee for my bunghole. That was directly requested. We got Dr. Phi from Canada. Good to see you, sir. Cliff 3188. Another term for women, organic 3D printer. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
good.
beautiful. Two more from Dr. Phi. Thank you very much, good sir. Joshua Black, would y'all be interested in the story of how I came to have bipaternal chimerism? Two biological fathers. Whoa!
What the fuck?
Yes.
Send it in.
Send that in. I want to hear this one.
Wow.
It'll be a part 3 of Adventures of a Junkyard Dog in the email if you want to hear about it. Holy shit!
Jeez.
Oh yeah, we're gonna hang on to that one.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
We probably won't read it today, but we'll
Yeah.
if
'cause
it's a
we
good
have some
story,
more.
we will cover it.
Yes. And we have some more here. Oh, we got some Fan I Am clips for new tech. Yes.
All right.
Outstanding. Aflon07, update from Fishing Pier. Left foe Christian X's bedside Bible on Leviticus 4, liver licking, and 1 Corinthians 7, dry clam. A cute female engineer at a bar insisted on getting my number. Part 2, boss's wife took a pass at me in front of him. And that's how you get fired. Even though it's not your fault, you can still get fired.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, man. I'm going to do a quick reload here on Odyssey. I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody because I just see, yep, there's a couple here. Alucard says, be careful, gents. They're going to be nice when shit goes down. I had 2 chicks try to friend me on Facebook. PSB 52 Straw Bomber at Pop.
Listen, I've had a problem with my Facebook that I've been getting a bunch of women trying to friend request me. And literally, I'll be like, how do I know you? And I get nothing back. Delete.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have women in my friend in the Facebook friend thing, but not that many.
Jackal the Emperor sent 2 emails with surprises on my brown glory deck. Thank you very much for that one. Just sounds nasty. Cheap Kick a
Yep.
Bitch of the Slap-a-Ho Nation says the drug dealers in NYC projects are banging a lot of thoughts in the same building and have a lot of baby mamas who don't know all about the others. Their children start knocking up their half sisters, which is why ghetto blacks are the most inbred Americans. Wow, that was not my wording, and that is fucked up, and it's unfortunately
That
probably
person's
true.
obviously never been to Red Trash Land.
I actually shot a wedding once where the bride showed a lot of the outward signs of inbreeding,
Ugh.
and I thought it was just me until I mentioned it aloud, and my wife, who was the photographer, was like,
Yep.
"Yeah."
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And she's like the sweetest woman in the world, so for her to be like, "Yeah," it must have been pretty damn obvious.
Yeah.
Damn.
Last story of the night. And this is not so much a story as it is a perspective, and it comes from one of our biggest fans, and you guys love his stories, Iron Riddle.
And this is from 451, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
number 451. During one of your broadcasts, you talked about what is frame, and you said that you would do a show on frame and what it is. I would like to participate in what I have learned and what that means to me. This is highly simplified and everything that I have learned in the last 6 years of watching RP content. I take doses every day to deprogram myself from being a simp nice guy because I was really good at it.
Smart man.
So was I.
We all were.
And it didn't work out so
We all
well.
were.
Yep.
Simpology is deeply embedded in our Western culture, and even other men will encourage men to do the right thing, man up, and let your wife, girlfriend, sister, or mother treat you like crap, disrespect, and walk all over you. Realizing, learning, and understanding female nature is the beginning of this road, and don't get mad at the lion. Male frame is the three-legged stool which makes a woman want to reproduce with you. Looks, attitude, financial security. Don't get mad at the lion for killing and eating the gazelle. The lion needs to eat to live. It is in the lion's nature to kill and eat. The male frame is what makes a woman want to bang. She can't help it. It's in her nature.
Yep.
That's why when they tell you, I just want a nice guy, they're lying. Some legs of the stool are stronger than others depending on the man. Don't get mad at the lion. The male will reproduce with almost any female that he finds to be physically attractive. He can't help it.
Or
It's in
willing.
his nature. Or willing.
Or willing.
It is in the woman's nature to filter out all of the unworthy males. See Faithful below. Women hate that the three-legged stool for men is tits, ass, pussy. But, or should, yeah, let me throw that up there. But for relationships, the seat of the stool is fun, feminine, friendly, fertile, and faithful. So without the seat, the stool is not really much use, is the moral of the story. Notice how financial security is not in there, and the women who have been run through are rejected from those relationships.
Yes, they are. Well, they should be, because it doesn't end well for the Sims that
Yeah.
bet on that. How do I know? I was once one.
But they still have the three legs, so don't get mad at the lion.
That's right.
Nobody fucks with the lion. Women do not know that an alpha male frame is what they need to be sexually attracted to a man. They call it chemistry, or someone's not my
know.
type or creepy. They don't know why. They think they want a nice guy only to be revolted by his very existence. The alpha male frame is what makes a woman horny. If you do not have the required three legs in the right balance for the woman in front of you, you're a creep. Stop shaming women for this. It's in their nature. Don't get mad at the lion. Picture a woman with no tits, no ass, no pussy.
Yeah.
All three are gone, and how turned on are you? Not even a flutter.
Yep.
You can't have sex. You won't even consider a relationship. In fact, it's kind of creepy, isn't it? It is physiologically the same with the men's and women's three-legged stool. Without the legs, it's downright revolting. Don't get mad at women for what makes them horny. Learn how to use that to attract and keep the woman you want. I promise that improving your alpha is not an act, but a change in your personality. The most important leg for the man is the alpha attitude. Why? The base of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, survival. That is the key for the alpha male frame. Women instinctively know that with enough attitude, they will survive with that man. With enough attitude, he will get them through anything.
This is why some women end up with guys that are abusive. They mistake abusive behavior for a strong alpha attitude.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, especially if they didn't have a father and there's no role model.
So, like, this isn't a story, but it is a good perspective, and it's something to keep in your mind.
Yeah.
Whether or not you agree with it, let us know in the chat. Pickup artists often fail because they learn how to act alpha to attract a woman, but they can't really keep her. They have the looks and the financial security and the attitude in the beginning, but they have not yet made the attitude a part of their personality. At the same time, you may have looks and some attitude, but no financial security, so she leaves. Don't get mad at the lion. Learn it so you can work on it. Statistically, less than 20% of men reproduce and carry on their seed to the next generation. This is also nature for a reason, survival of the fittest. Will you carry on your seed? Women do not fall in love the way men do. Women fall into an alpha male frame where they feel safe, secure, and comfortable. When you lose your frame, she's scared, and she doesn't want to bang you anymore, and she leaves. This is why long-distance relationships rarely work.
It never works.
She can't be in your frame long distance. So remember, don't get mad at the lion.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Need to take into account there's two parts to hypergamy. There's the alpha fucks and the beta bucks. So yes, but no, but yes.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that does sound quite logical.
Yeah, it is the balance. Because, some people have, like, the alpha fucks, that's the looks and the attitude, but then they lack on the other.
Yeah.
Very, very few men can coast on their looks.
Well, I mean, in my youth, I had the looks and the attitude. I just didn't have the money.
Yeah.
I still did okay.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. What are you going to do?
There you go. All right. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Very good stories tonight. I hope it gave everybody a lot to think about. It. We want more stories, dudes. Send them on over. These are really.
I
these
love
are
doing
gold.
the stories. I love doing the stories.
Yeah, because this is a community now. You guys are the Redonkulas Regiment.
Amen.
Indian women.
That's gay. Stop it. Why don't we do an inventory?
Sure thing. Kind of a slow night on YouTube. 719. Only 339 likes. Really, guys?
You're
Come
slipping.
on. You're sleeping. Rumble is rocking 677 and climbing.
All right.
Good to see everybody over there. Odyssey's got 74. MGTOW.TV 72. The best chat on the internet. Gotta love the boobies in the chat. It's good stuff. And then we have 18 on D Live. Kind of a slow night over there. And 31 on Twitch.
All right. That's about usual. It's maybe about 200 light.
It's all good.
But
man.
I didn't post the stuff up on Facebook and stuff, so.
Reaper01 says new tech email is incoming.
All right.
This is going to be interesting. And we have a lot of clips and things that we're going to get to from Fan I Am. And I forget, I want to say it was, Dan. Dan from, he usually donates on Cash App. Sent over some, he's on YouTube this time. And dudes, please, if you can, donate another way. If Hammerhand is correct about YouTube now
Taking
updating
half.
their TOS to take half of your donations.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
We have a Cash App. We've got MGTOW. They only take 5%.
We've got Stripe.
We got Stripe.
got
We've got
Square.
Odyssey. Yeah.
Wow.
If YouTube has taken half, I don't even want to see a YouTube super chat anymore.
Yeah. Listen,
Because I'm sorry, they're not worth it.
no, they're not. With how they treat everyone, and they're so goddamn liberal and
Yeah.
all of that.
Take half your
censorship.
money and then shit on your content and give you strikes for stuff that wasn't even in the community.
or
and
don't
being violated
or
the
won't
guidelines.
monetize it. Like the man frame video I put out last week or the week
Yep.
and a half ago, they never monetized it, and that one is about as clean as it gets.
Yep. And you know that the next step is going to be reducing the ad share
Yep.
for channels that are not preferred. That's going to be next. You know it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're de-incentivizing anyone who doesn't toe the line.
Well, I mean, they're going to put themselves. I've already said it, and I already know what's going to happen. They're literally going to run out of money.
Yep. They're going to run out of people. I mean, once the eyeballs go away, they're not going to come back. Because they're not going to. I mean, if YouTube were to just suddenly, 6 months from now, Rumble's blowing up. Oh, we decided that it was, it was wrong what we did. Please come back. The advertisers are jumping ship because nobody's watching anymore. Sorry.
Well, that is going to happen.
Yeah, it is.
It could be tomorrow, could be 5 years from now, but it is going to happen.
Yep. I mean, because, this is capitalism.
Yeah.
And the customer's always right. If you're making shit the customers don't like, they're not going to buy it. It's just that simple.
And the really screwed up part is they know this. That's why they got rid of the dislike count.
Well, hang on. You would think they know it, but we have a whole generation of fucktards who were taught stupid shit
Yeah.
who think they're actual animals or magically they'll become the opposite sex. Fuck off.
They don't even have to have the operation anymore.
No.
They just, I just feel like it today.
Yeah, I wake up, I feel like a woman.
I'm a black lesbian. You buy it? No, didn't think so.
No.
Speaking of black lesbians, Skid,
Yeah, it's dark in here. That's for sure.
have you created another channel on a new tech platform yet?
I have not, and let me give you my reasons here. There's
Do you know what the range of an excuse is?
0 meters.
It's not an excuse. It's a reason. I have no content whatsoever that's even kind of like it. I have biking videos. I have motorcycling, but I don't even talk on most of them. And when I do talk on them, I explain how money's created or how cognitive bias works. Like it's just, and I only have like 520 subscribers and maybe, I don't know, 200 hours of viewing. So it's never going to be monetized anyway, unless everybody out there right now goes onto my channel and clicks on a playlist and lets it run for the next 12 hours in the background.
We got 655 people watching this right now. You all go subscribe to Skid. Links in the Meat Gazer box.
And click on a playlist and let it view in the background. Yeah, so there's no point right now. If I would get like a little more political like you guys and do stuff, but honestly my channel is for guys who want to like work out, ride bikes, motorcycles, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it just there's not a lot of point right now maybe eventually, and I would take it to the point like if this actually was a money-making thing, then I would shift it off of YouTube.
Because get it.
Or are you not a pilot?
I am definitely a pilot.
Why the fuck are you not making videos about piloting? Because that's interesting shit, and you can do it for free.
Yeah.
Why don't you watch the outros to all my videos? They're all landings and stuff from flying stuff.
Cool.
All right. Also, I'm sure you have a bazillion, flying stories and all kinds of stuff.
If you know what, let's let the audience decide. If put it in the chat or send me an email, whatever. I am happy to respond to what the crowd wants for sure.
All right.
Cool, man.
That's a great idea, though, Pop. Maybe I will. Your last great idea worked well. It was tossing that water into the air minus 30. That was pretty cool. So,
Soko says
absolutely.
Uncle Skid needs to make a How to Fly series.
Oh.
You could do
First
that.
thing, have an airplane.
Have a gun.
You know what? You could actually do like a couple of half-an-hour lessons about the flight simulator stuff.
Well,
and then you
maybe,
could show them in the plane and, down the road.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, that's not a bad idea, actually.
Yeah, some of those flight simulators are crazy detailed.
Well, like I said, I'll be in Lodi here sometime soon. And the funny thing is, I'll be getting my American certified flight instructor license down there. So I'll take some video while we're down there.
There you go.
So it's good. Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
Thanks, though. Great ideas, though. Great ideas.
With that being said, I think we're going to jettison over to New Tech, but make sure that you look for the links in the chat so that you know exactly where to find us. We got a lot of emails to read, a lot of chats, and some really hilarious clips from Fan IM. He always sends us some really good stuff. And then we got 6 from Dan, too. So
Download Dan.
It's not over yet. So go empty your squirrel bladders, refill your menageries, follow the links, and we'll see you in 5 minutes.
All right.